Welcome back. I'm feeling exceptionally blessed this morning, and I wanted to make this video for two reasons. One is we're a music marketing company, but we largely serve all different types of creatives, and as a fellow creative who has built a business and a creative lifestyle, I wanted to impart some wisdom I've picked up along the way. And two, to prove the point. Because I can. It is 10:10 a.m. right now. I have a morning meeting with my team in about 50 minutes, but for the next 50 minutes, I can do pretty much whatever I want to as long as it serves my larger creative goals. So in this video, I'm gonna first go over what my day-to-day life is like now and why it's important for any creative to get to that point. And in the second part, I'm gonna go over where I started from and the steps I took to get here. And then in the third part, I'm gonna go over the larger plan, one that I think any creative can follow, especially as we go further into the future and jobs get more automated and the last remaining tasks that are truly uniquely human are creative. So let's get into it. As the CEO of this company, Entrepreneur, a lot of my day is administrative, that is true, but a large portion of it is creative. And more importantly, a lot of the creativity that I'm capable of helps to serve our business. It's a dream. It's a dream to be able to just turn on this camera and make this video just because I felt like it while I was outside walking. But I didn't start here. I used to live at a recording studio, first in a bedroom while I held another job, and then after I quit that job, in a closet. And for like 2 years, I actually just slept on the couch of the recording studio, worked there, and didn't pay any rent, just trying to save some money. I hadn't come out of my shell yet. I hadn't yet figured out how to be creative every single day. You might think that waking up in a recording studio with 18 other songwriters, producers, engineers, that you would get a lot of creative stuff done, but that wasn't the case. Because I truly think you need a solid foundation in order to create every single day. You need to put in the work and you can't just jump there. I was broke, I was living on couches or in closets, I was on food stamps, and I just didn't have my life together. If I had some major health catastrophe, if my car had trouble, which it frequently did, I would be financially which isn't sustainable and it's not a great place to create from. So how did I get from there to here? Broad majority of creatives start off in what I'll call the castaway moment. It's when you first start to get excited about the creative process, that you can sit down with your friends in your room and make something, like the things that you truly enjoy. For most creatives, this happens from ages 12 to 18. Then I would say you have a period where you're finally pushed out into the job market and realize that this passion you've had for the longest time has to sustain you as well. The hard times. This period is very romantic, but it's also very difficult to live through. You're living on couches, you're sleeping in closets, and a lot of people just move home and quit and get a real job. But if you make it through this period, this is where you take all the lessons of what you don't want from the hard times and you start getting really serious about making your craft your entire life. I soon realized I needed to get out of these times. I needed to get here. Here's where I started a few different practices that have largely led to what I would call success today. And those are working out. I had lost about 170 pounds. I used to be 400 pounds. And I decided that I didn't want to have loose skin anymore. So I wanted to fill it up with muscle, which was a misguided idea. I actually can't do that. But what was most important is it got me started strength training, which got me started waking up earlier and having a morning routine and kind of normalizing my lifestyle. And I started listening to podcasts, first for working out and fitness, but later for marketing and business building. And that's when I really started to understand how commerce and entrepreneurship and building a business works. The one thing that really changed my life was learning about direct marketing in this period. And that's when I started to formulate my original ideas for marketing music. I had tried to market music in this period, but I was in the hard times, man. I didn't know anything. I picked up some good habits, I did a lot of learning, and then I did some experimentation. Habits, learning, experimentation. These three crucial ingredients changed my life. And through these experiments, I was able to strike on some eureka moments. I also got to use other parts of my creativity. Up until then, I had only been an administrator at the studio and a songwriter slash singer slash producer. I had never really put to work my graphic design talents, which I had worked at other jobs for during the hard times, my videography talents, all these other creative aspects that, to be honest with you, every creative I believe has. If you're creative in one field, chances are that you've got a knack for some other creative field as well. If you picked up music, it's because you have the aptitude to pick things up that are creative, in my opinion. So leveraging all of the skills I had picked up during the hard times and the castaway period, I learned a whole bunch, experimented with those skills and that knowledge, and the fact that I had good habits allowed me to do so. And this is where I built this business, Indapreneur. Because I was so successful in my experimentation, I found that I could teach what I had learned and successfully experimented with to other creatives. So I now had monetizable skills that all had to do with my realm of creativity. And that's what's really important in this period, is using multiple income streams in order to give yourself a base of subsisting, of living. It's very difficult to build yourself up as a creative person and with a creative business if you can't even eat, if you're sleeping on a couch. Sales commission for the studio, contract work for tech agencies as their resident creative marketer, consultations for other creative businesses, and gigs. None of these individual revenue streams could have sustained me. I would not have been able to survive if I was missing any one of them or all of them. And this is what's crucial during this period of really putting your creativity to work. You're gonna need multiple income streams, some of which will be the thing that you actually want in the last period, in the end, but some of which will have very little to do with it, or so it will seem at first. With a solid base from which to grow and learn and get better and better and better, you can finally make it to the period that everyone dreams about, which is this true self-actualization period of your dream. What you wanted back here when you first thought, I can do this, you can get there. But first you gotta go through the hard times, and then you have to build a foundation on which you can grow and get better. The problem is that everyone goes through this, dreams of this, and then quits here. This is where they get off the ride. Or they assume that they should be able to just jump right over to here from the hard times. And some appear to. Some people seem to just jump from here to here. An artist who I lived with at that recording studio, Tyler Yahweh, he moved out to LA and then ended up sleeping on Post Malone's couch. And now he tours with Post Malone. He just released a monstrous record. He's killing it right now. You would think that was hard times to true self-actualization, but it's not the case. Tyler Yahweh worked his ass off to get here. He went through this period by sleeping on couches at the studio, making records with tons of other artists in Orlando, building a solid fan base here, then taking it out to LA and using everything he had done here to impress people there. No one's going to give you a dream that you didn't earn. He had to tour his ass off. He had to make hit records. He had to work as soon as he got the shot, because you need this. You need this period where you build your foundation. And if you try to make it from hard times to here, you're gonna fail. Instead, you should start thinking about how you can build a foundation out of many components. And you can think of this financially, like what jobs and paychecks are gonna make up how you survive, ensuring that you have room to create and get better at your craft the whole time, and slowly starting to incorporate more and more creative tasks into that mix until it's all creative, which is kind of what I've been working on. And I believe I'm gonna get here, like wholeheartedly believe it. Pretty soon I'm going to release a record. Everything I've learned about videography is gonna help me film badass videos and ads for that record. Everything I've learned about music marketing, oh my God. When I release a record, it's going to be way better than if I tried to do it from the hard times. This would be an embarrassment. This is going to be a solid experiment. This YouTube channel that you're watching right now will grow. It'll get to 100,000 subscribers and then 1 million subscribers, because I'm not in danger of quitting. I'm not living in the hard times, expecting to jump to the end. And when it doesn't happen, I'm gonna give up. Because I loved my day yesterday, almost as much as I love today. In this period, you're never unhappy. Things might get rough, might get a little bit stressful, but you're just running away from the hard times. And every time you look back, there's that couch that you slept on. And you sit and you breathe and you be a little bit grateful for the fact that you get to create every single day. This is the journey. That's how it happens. With that said, I've been Circa for Full Stack Creative. This has been a video just because. I hope that you have an awesome day, and I sincerely hope that this rant has helped you in any way. If you want to hear more of my stupid voice, just like the video and subscribe, and I'll be dropping 3 videos a week pretty much forever, because I love doing it and because there's no real reason for me to stop. And hopefully that inspires you to keep going. So, to my fellow creators, peace out.